but I only attack. Cause I'm in beast mode, beast mode, beast mode, beast mode. Everybody know that I'm a motherfucking monster, beast mode, monster.
What is up YouTube, what is up Team Blind? Before I get into this commentary, I have to give a big shout out to my man Padawan, the Belgian street thug, for his quad. I thought it was pretty sexy, and I remember at the time everyone going mental in that game from Team Blind in the party. We all went crazy. I thought it was pretty nice. So he had a beast game in this game as well. I did pretty well, so bring us that. The reason I'm uploading this commentary today is it is my story. You all might be like, but you've uploaded 2 parts of that already. I did, but I had to delete them because of my OCD. I got an HD PVR last week, so I've been recording one gameplays now. Turns out I didn't have it set up correctly, and it wasn't recording to its full potential, so I wasn't happy with it. So what's the point in getting it if I'm going to put up like Turtle Vision quality? So I'm re-uploading. I deleted them the other day, and I figured out I should have really took the MP3 off them and just put it over gameplay, but I didn't. I deleted it fully, so I have to do the commentaries again. So this is going to be part 1 of my story about my legal blindness. Part 2 and 3, I think I'll do them in separate videos. Part 2 is going to be about losing my parents, and part 3 is going to be about my heart condition, my ICD and pacemaker. Already had that uploaded as well, where I showed you my pacemaker and stuff. That's all deleted as well, so I'm going to need to redo that and re-show it and stuff, but I don't mind, it's all good, it's all fun. So the point of me doing these before I get into it is, if you watch my pacemaker video, you'll see that someone had someone had messaged me saying that I wasn't actually legally blind and that I was using it for views. But as I said in the pacemaker video, if I'm using it for views, it doesn't really help very well. Plus in that pacemaker video showed you it, so I know what I mean. I wouldn't ever use stuff like this to try and gain anything. I'm telling you these stories to show that you can go through a lot. I mean, legal blindness has never affected me really, because I've never had good eyesight. So the only reason it was ever brought up was because I wasn't actually going to mention it on my channel, and then Blind Spot had done a video and he mentioned that I was also legally blind, so it sort of filtered out and people said, oh, you're legally blind as well, and I was like, yeah. So it sort of got out that way, because I never wanted like what I would call sympathy subs. Like people would sub to me just because they're like, oh, poor legally blind guy, poor. But no, I didn't want to that shit. So, but it got out there, so, and it's part of me, so why not? But it's never really affected me because I don't know any better. I've never had good eyesight to know good eyesight is. The other 2 things, the heart condition and losing my parents, definitely have affected me a lot more, which is probably an obvious statement, but we'll get into them on the 2 separate videos. But I have been through all this year stuff, and I'm here today talking to you, enjoying life, still smiling, still getting on with stuff. Like, I wouldn't switch my life for the world, to be honest. So I'm just here to show you that, you know, shit happens. You've got to keep trucking, keep your chin up. And I learned that from my dad, but you'll hear about his story in the video about my parents. But yeah, so we'll get cracking with the legally blind stuff. When I was a young kid in primary school, I always struggled to read the blackboard when I was younger, and I could never understand why. Like, all my friends would be jotting down stuff, and I'd be like, how are they reading that? And I always used to have to copy. I never wanted to wear glasses. I was one of those kids that thought, you know, oh, glasses, if you wear glasses that means you're a geek and stuff like that, and just stupid childish opinions and stuff. So I always used to get my mate, my best friend at the time, who sat beside me, I always used to get his notebook or his jotter and take it off him and like copy his work before the teacher noticed. If the teacher came, I'd like push it back and pretend to be writing off the blackboard and just pretend to be jotting away, scribbling down just random guff just to make it look like I was doing work. But the same happened the whole way through to high school. I always used to copy my friends' work, and people sitting around me, sitting beside me. I never ever said to the teacher I can't read the blackboard, because I was just one of those kids that was too cool for school. So even if I sat at the front of the room, by the way, I could never, even if I was sitting like right at the front, I still couldn't read the blackboard. So sitting at the front didn't help. So about third form, it would have been about third form, yeah, in high school, I thought, you know, this is just getting beyond the joke now, because I sort of noticed it was affecting work, because I wasn't really getting everything jotted down and stuff, and I'd have to take my friends' books home after school, and I was like, you know, I'm giving myself more work than I need here, because I wouldn't get all the stuff copied down in class, so I'd have to take their books home and like catch up, and I was like, well, if I got a set of glasses, I wouldn't need to be doing all this. So I actually eventually manned up and says, right, Graham, let's go to opticians, get a set of glasses. So I went to my mum after school one day and said there, Mum, I think I really need to go to opticians and get a set of glasses. And she's like, alright, so she booked me an appointment. We went to the opticians the first time, and she was like, can you read this, can you read that? I couldn't read the top line, you know, the big massive letters at the top. And she's like, well, why haven't you come and got glasses? And I told her just because I didn't ever want them. So they fitted me with glasses. When I was actually getting the first test done, she was an opticians, you know what I ask you is, they put the glasses things down over you and say, is number 1 better or number 2 better? Number 1 better or number 2 better? Well, I couldn't honestly see a difference between most of them. I know most people said they struggle to see the difference, but I really couldn't. And the glasses they fitted me with didn't help me that much, and the optician woman couldn't really understand why she couldn't get glasses that really helped me. The first set of glasses made things maybe a tiny wee bit better, but they didn't really. Like, I still couldn't read blackboards. I still couldn't, if I was walking down my local street and one of my mates was across the road and he shouted, alright Grimmer, I'd be like, I'd wave over, but I wouldn't have a fucking clue who it was. I'd be like, hi mate. So that was always embarrassing. But my mates got to learn to know to just run over to me or shout, Grimmer, it's Mr. A or Mr. B, you know, stuff like that. So that was always good. My mates were quite understanding. If they used to stand in a big group, and I used to walk past, sometimes they'd be bastards and just let me walk on past them, and none of them would call me, so I would like know it was my friends. But I went to the Mater Hospital in Belfast to see an optometrist, which is like an eye specialist, and they actually diagnosed me with a thing called ocular albinism, which is a lack of melanin pigment in your eyes. Most of you already probably know that pigment is what protects your eyes from like harmful rays from like the sun, bright lights, stuff like that. So the lack of that in my eyes over the years, because I didn't know I had it. I've been running about in the sun as a kid, running about playing sports, doing all the stuff that you do when you're younger. I've been running about in the sun, and that had been damaging my eyes over the years. The thing that could have done, which would have preserved it a bit, it wouldn't have really helped. In the long run, it still would have got damaged, but actually now I have a set of glasses that look like normal glasses. They don't actually help my eyesight, but they're tinted slightly, so they protect my eyes from the sunlight, sort of preserving what I have left. The only thing they could have done really was give me them when I was younger, if I would have actually manned up and went to an optometrist, so it's kind of my fault. But sure, it doesn't matter now, where I am. But guys, the gameplay's wrapping up, and I hope I've explained it well enough. I hope you enjoyed listening, and come back for episode 2 and 3 if you are enjoying this, and I guess I will speak to you later. Peace out.